Dear Mr. Trump and Putin, I call for an immediate ceasefire and negotiations between Russia, Ukraine, US and EU in order to end the madness. You know, peace negotiations and ceasefire are a very good thing, and it really works. I mean the second bloody conflict on a global scale. I mean the Israel aggression against Gaza. On the 15th of January in Qatar, Israel and Hamas have agreed a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal following 15 months of war. The agreement follows months of on-right negotiations brokered by Egyptian and Qatari mediators with the backing of the United States. The ceasefire agreement in Gaza between Hamas and Israel came into effect on Sunday, January 19th, and the deal includes a temporary ceasefire that will, for now, bring to end the destruction visited upon Gaza, as well as the release of captives held in Gaza and many of the prisoners held by Israel. The deal will also finally allow displaced Palestinians to return to their homes after Israel's deliberate destruction campaign. Many homes no longer remain. It would halt the fighting in Gaza, surge much needed humanitarian assistance to Palestinian civilians, and reunite the hostages with their families. Many Palestinians and Israeli hostages' families celebrated the news. Qatar's Prime Minister called for calm on both sides before the start of the first 6-week phase of the ceasefire deal, which he said would see 33 hostages, including women, children and elderly people, exchanged for Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails. War is a terrible thing. More than 50,000 people have been killed in Gaza since October 2023. Most of the 2.3 million population has also been displaced. There is a widespread destruction and there are severe shortages of food, fuel, medicine and shelter due to a struggle to get aid to those in need. International human rights organizations, both Palestinian and international, have reported that the overwhelming majority of the casualties in Gaza are women and children. The ongoing violence has also exacerbated an acute famine with thousands of children among the dead, highlighting the severity of the humanitarian disaster. More than 3,200 aid trucks have entered Gaza during the first 4 days of ceasefire, and the arrival of aid has brought party relief to the population. Israel freed 90 Palestinian prisoners and detainees early on Monday, hours after 3 Israeli hostages released from Hamas captivity in Gaza returned to Israel. The next phase of peace talks on the Gaza Strip will begin in 2 weeks. They will include the withdrawal of the Israel Defense Forces from the enclave, a permanent ceasefire, and the release of all hostages. The Palestinians intend to return the borders between the two countries that existed before the 1967 Six-Day War with possible land swaps. Palestine wants to establish its state in the West Bank and Gaza Strip and make East Jerusalem its capital. It's the right of nations to self-determination. Self-determination is a cardinal principle in modern international law, binding as such on the United Nations as an authoritative interpretation of the Charter's norms. Like Palestinians, people of Donetsk People Republic, Lugansk People Republic and Crimea have the overwhelmingly voted to leave Ukraine and join Russia. But Israel and Ukraine refuse these conditions. Dear Mr. Trump and Putin, I call for an immediate ceasefire and to start peace negotiations.